Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome to more Age of Darkness Final Stand. Although I say this every single game and it kind of is still true. I feel like you're supposed to say that Age of Darkness, you know? Like Sheev Palpatine. That's the best way to say it. Anyway, so right now we are in a stage of the game where we are trying to clear out chunks of the map and find the best possible deposits of resources to hugely kickstart our economy so we can build up the absolute best defenses in the game. And if this gold pile over here is large at all, then that's going to be a very, very easy thing for me. I also want to take over this stone deposit and iron deposit. It's unfortunate there's an elite nightmare over here, because that's going to mess things up just a little bit. But nonetheless, if we can find a way to take advantage of it and get in there, this will be a pretty huge win for me. In fact, it almost is worth just sitting in this corner of the map and defending it for a large amount of time. That's how much resources we potentially can get in this area. Absolutely massive. So anyway, we're just going to continue doing all of that. Let's go ahead and get the quarry going now. I guess I'd rather just jump directly to a refined quarry, so that's what we'll do. But I'll bet you we get a ton of stone in that spot. Oh my god, yes. Case in point, 36 stone from one deposit. Oh yeah, dude. And I'll bet you we get something kind of equivalent in terms of iron. I mean, not 36, but even getting like 14 or something would be ridiculously good. That is a huge gold deposit. Oh my god, I am salivating just thinking about it. That thing will almost double my gold income, I kid you not. We have got to take that over ASAP. That is critical. Can we place a quarry over here now? Almost optimally. If I'm able to clear out the elite nightmare, we could get a smidge more value out of that. Oh my god, 899 gold. That is ludicrous. Yeah, I really need to take this right now. Look at that. That literally is more than gonna double my income. Oh, I want it so bad! Okay, let's go ahead and get this quarry placed for 899. Then I just need to be able to defend this somehow. Night is approaching, so we probably should get the heck out of here so we don't get trapped behind an elite nightmare by accident, though if it ends up being something easy to defeat, we probably should give it a go. Alrighty. Anyway, so simply holding on to this, though, is going to be an absolutely massive boon for me. In the meantime, let's continue upgrading whatever we can get our hands on. I'm looking for farms and stuff to upgrade. In particular, I'm looking for a lot of food. If I can find better sources of some iron and stuff and get these things upgraded, that's worth it. This quarry's not that valuable to me, so I think we pass on that. Yeah, more farms and stuff like this. I know they aren't, like, the best farms in the world, but they'll do. Okay, massive gold boost. Now, let's take a look and see what we've got as far as our first elite. It's a giant spitter. Oh, no. With some very careful micro, I'm going to say we probably could beat that, but it's going to be a little on the tough side. I'm quite concerned. Maybe it's worth it, though. Maybe it's worth a shot. No, I don't think it's worth it, if I'm honest. I don't think we have enough time to burn through that with what I've currently got. And we have to clear the rest of this area out first before I'm going to feel very comfortable with that. So I think we ignore that for the moment. Let's just continue focusing on building up the economy, see what else we can get upgraded. Wouldn't mind just learning how to make something like a refined lumberyard. It's not a bad idea. Whether we actually need the extra wood, kind of an irrelevant question, isn't it? It's just the ability to produce more is always valuable. Oh, look, another elite spitter. Yeah, all right, we need to find a good way of dealing with those. Hero levels up to level 7. Excellent. So our splintering shot is now 45% chance. I don't remember what other advantages there really are to upgrading aside from, like, some stats and stuff. Once you get all the abilities, that's the really key point, and we're hitting that point no problem. All right, we're going to try to clear this area out so I can come back at a later date, but Death Knight is approaching, so we really can't afford to wait around too much longer. We're going to have to start heading back home. And pray that no crystal is going to spawn some enemies that run through this particular area, because that would be just downright unfortunate. 2 points of interest right next to each other? That's kind of weird. I don't think I've ever seen this one happen before. Interesting. Double whammy. Oh my gosh, another huge gold deposit over here. Yes. All right. We won't be able to take advantage of this for at least a little bit, only because, you know, with the Death Knight on the way, not a good idea to sit around here for too long. But we definitely know where we want to come back to. How are the defenses looking right now? For the most part, fine. 2 ballista towers should easily be able to handle all of that. So we're just going to start doing a fighting retreat back into the base in preparation for what's coming. Clear a path, find out whatever we can in this area. Yeah, 0 issues over here, I think. We're going to be completely fine. All right, so the real question is, where's the next... oh, God, we're capped out on money. We should probably do something about that. The real question is going to be, where is the next Death Knight going to approach from? Obviously, I want to know so I can reinforce the area properly. But also, that's going to kind of determine the pace of this game, I think. Because these waves do get incrementally harder, and you need to be able to respond to it. And as long as we can handle the next wave well, I'll feel good about continuing to expand. But if we start struggling in this next wave, it means we're overdoing it, and we need to back off and start training up a ridiculous number of new units. Oh, we should finally research things like the Impaler and some siege weapons. Duh! Yeah, obviously that's the thing we should be doing with our excess resources. What the heck is wrong with me? This is the problem with starting a new recording session. You sometimes forget what you were working on before, and you start making some stupid plays. Okay, so we see where the crystal is. In 3 minutes, we're being attacked from this direction. I feel like it's definitely coming here. Okay, so we know where we want to set up, and the good news is I should have enough space to set up a lot of good defenses. So let's think this through for a second. It would have been nice to have had a Grand Bellows Tower, but I don't think we're going to end up having time for that, so let's cancel that research. Actually, I just think we went over cap on our money by accident, but that's going to happen a lot more now that we're making 1,800. So that's completely fine. We could upgrade the keep, but meh. Let's start by getting some upgrades for things like our ballista tower. We're going to find that we go through all of our gold shockingly quickly once we do this. But this is going to give me a lot of strong defense. So let's see, 3 grand ballista tower plus a double walling using some fortified walls, plus all our other defenders and stuff. Yeah, I feel like we'll be fine here. I wanted to run in and try to claim this gold before it was time for that, but I'm not sure we're gonna have the opportunity. That's a lot of gold to pass up on, but you know what? It's probably fine. Not a huge deal. Unfortunately, it's gonna take a very long time for my army to redeploy because my hero is so gosh dang slow. I think we'll still be all right, but it's yeah, he really needs to get a better brace or something. Maybe we just keep him at home at some point, you know? I mean, his long range has been outstanding, but maybe just keep him somewhere central to the base so he's easier to redeploy. Wouldn't be a bad plan. Okay, so our first Impaler is on the way. Now, these guys really are slow as molasses. So now that I'm making a lot of gold, what I probably should plan on doing is start placing at least 1 or 2 around every location that I expect will be my long-term bottleneck. Right? Don't just wait until we know where the next wave is coming. Just preemptively start training a bunch of them up. That way we don't find ourselves in a situation where I don't have a lot of time to get these guys redeployed. Now, do we feel like this is going to be enough to defend? I'm building a couple walls out here just to slow them down so the ballistas have more time just to ram through them a little bit. We've got a single archer tower, which isn't going to amount to an absolute ton. But okay, we've got lots of units. I think we'll be okay behind these double fortified walls. It's actually the gates that I'm kind of worried about. But okay, we'll give it a go. In the meantime, you know what? If we can build 1 more of these Grand Ballista Tower... I need 64 iron, though. That's a little too expensive at the moment. All right. Let's learn how to make the fortified gates. That is something that we've needed to do for a while. Also, hello, I have a unit. Whoa, where'd this flamer come from? No, really though, where did he actually come from? I have no idea where this guy is from. I think I got it from a camp, a point of interest. Oh, whoops. Right, big crystal go boom. And out come many, many enemies. How many thousands do we have to deal with this time, I wonder? All military upkeep is increased. Good. Well, the good news is I make a lot of gold, so I will be just fine. Let's see how darn effective these Grand Ballista Towers really are. The answer is really strong. 1 shot can easily clear out a whole bunch of these little guys, no problem. It's the big boys we've got to worry about. Don't take out that... All right, fine, whatever. Yeah, it's the big guys we have to worry about. I'm not worried about axemen. I'm not even worried about these javelin throwers, though enough of them can become very, very annoying. It's a lot of spitters or wraiths and stuff that I'm worried about. They're the real problem. Good lord, we're doing fine. They haven't even been able to knock down one of these dummy walls yet. That's how effective these things are. Grand Ballista Towers, dude. They are so good. Good. I mean, my Impalers don't even have a chance to do anything. Oh, there goes 1 wall. Oh, no. We've killed 1,000 enemies, and they took down 1 wall. Yeah, that was so worth it. That said, though, God, this is terrifying. They just keep coming, don't they? One thing that would definitely make this defense even stronger would be if I had some of those flamers, because the little guys just kind of beating on the walls aren't a huge threat, but they can get a little annoying for my ballista. So if I had one of those set up over here, just flaming them away from the walls, we'd be in a pretty darn good spot. That is something I'd like to do. If I can have enough space to get, let's say, 4 Grand Ballistas, plus some Impalers, maybe even a tower or 2 for some snipers, plus 1 Grand Bellows around a wall approximately this width, at every choke point we want to defend, by the end game, we'll be in a really, really, really good spot. Whoa, what do we have over here, though? A Crusher. Okay, big, scary monster there. These things can do a lot of damage, for sure. Like, a lot of damage. Okay. And Ballistas aren't even the best at dealing with these guys, either. They have a lot of armor potential, too. Well, the Ballistas are very good at getting rid of those, I guess. But yeah, this guy did more damage than, like, the entire wave combined. All right, new blessing. What do we want? Double resources when they're dropped, or we can train more units, maybe, or construction times are faster. Let's go for 2 for 1. And if we can get some extra value out of that arrangement, hey, so much the better. Unfortunately, a whole new mess of enemies have spawned amongst the fog, so we weren't able to keep our torches up and running long enough to actually defend what I wanted to. Did we lose the flamer? No, he's still over here, but we're about to lose the stone mine. Yeah, and that's why you need to have constant line of sight, because enemies can just spawn and cause all sorts of havoc. Seriously, though, look how many new enemies have spawned here. It's just so many I have to clear through just to get back to where I was before. Ouch, dude. My current bottleneck now is iron, which isn't terribly surprising. I'm trying to get myself another big source right here. If we can defend that close to where the crystal was, that'll be fine. I'm looking for any other really obvious sources. There's one down over here. If I went down this direction, this could become very valuable to me. It might be worth trying to set up a second, smaller kill squad. Let's say just of these archers, for example. And have them run around and try to clear off this area if it's relatively easy. Because then I can just stash up a bit more on some iron, and that means more upgrades. Turns out we actually are running out of wood. Amazing. It takes a lot of wood in order to upgrade these lumber mills, but some of these are outstanding at the 33 mark and stuff, so once we get a little bit more lumber, we could do that. Actually, why wait for an entire tick when I could just go ahead and start buying some wood and doing it this way? Boom, bada bada boom. All right, that'll work. Yeah, if we're sitting on a lot of gold and stuff, I mean, I guess why not? Let's just go ahead and upgrade everything. Here comes another gold deposit worth another 744 gold. Heck yes. Oh my gosh. This is getting kind of ludicrously good, honestly. We're really starting to ramp up big time, this video in particular. Good lord, they keep sneaking up and destroying all my stuff, though. It's because the stupid fog spawns so many enemies and they get so dang active at night. It's so hard to maintain this stuff, and I'm not going to set down static defenses for every single one of them. That just wouldn't make sense. Okay, we've upgraded our keep to the final level, so this thing's now generating 575 gold for us now, which is great, and it has over 13,000 hit points, which is kind of a lot, so that's all looking fan-flippin-tastic. There's still a lot more we need to be doing over in some of these areas, though. I've been kind of ignoring a lot of the main base, but we still need additional iron production, which I said I was going to try to do, so let's see if we can get this. Whether we can defend it might be a slightly different question, but we're going to try. I also really want to take out the Elite Nightmare over here, just so I don't have to worry about it going forward. I mean, I probably don't have to worry about it now. It's pretty well tethered to its crystal. So it's probably not really a threat, but nonetheless, we should probably just clear it out. I'm also going to place one ballista tower over here. I decided, you know what, this place is enough of an economic center for me that it is worth having some static defenses to deal with any small groups that come through. So with that, I'm hoping we're going to be in a really good spot. All right, let's see what my hunters are able to do. I'm going to try to snipe this guy and just do a little bit of damage, but can we puncture his armor using these guys? The answer is yes, and actually, for some reason, he's not aggroing. Okay, no, fine. Why did he get his armor immediately back? Because he's considered to be out of combat. Oh, goody. That's fair. Just gonna try to kite this the best that I can. Whoop. Okay, keep his attention. Oh boy. This is gonna be a little bit tough. We probably lose 1 or 2 units, but if we can get rid of him, still probably worth it. And for the most part, this is going kind of okay. That should do it. Good. All right, so that's clear. Hooray! And since we have this area defended, one thing I'll do is place a storehouse over here to boost up the iron and the stone production. which is going to be great. Could do the same sort of thing with the gold, I think, though that's a little bit riskier on the very edge of the map. Very likely at the end of the game that the enemies are going to spawn on every single edge, and we're going to lose all of this. It's all about maintaining as much of an economic advantage as early as possible, knowing full well I'm probably going to lose it before the day is out. Hero levels up to level 9. We're jumping forward a lot in this video, but that's just because, like, a lot of this cleanup stuff I kind of figure is very repetitive and not something you guys always feel the need to see. The thing that I think I'm going to be lacking at some point pretty soon is enough real estate to get enough food and also to get enough housing for everything we need. For example, I don't even have enough people to run this farm right now, technically speaking. We can get the 2 that I need over there, but it ain't going to be enough. Yeesh. Yeah, we need to start building pretty wide here, I think. And that means I've somewhere got to find a bit more space to grow. I need to manifest destiny this map. If we ever find ourselves without much else to do, though, it might be wise to go ahead and start upgrading more of our units. All range units getting even more range and vision could be nice, but you know, I think now's a good time to go for some damage instead. So let's pick that up. Then we can gain invisibility. Oh, okay. Or inflict fire damage, or just in towers gain bonus. Very powerful, actually, toward the end of the game. Fire arrows aren't bad, though. These, by the way, are the primary use of your dark essence that you collect. Those red crystals, they're for the final tiers of upgrades for your units. Honestly, I think I prefer the fire arrows, so we're just going to go ahead and pick that up. All right, that means we have some really high damage range units now with pretty darn good range, and they can set a lot of enemies on fire. Hopefully, that ends up giving me a pretty huge advantage. Is it going to be possible to burn down this elite? Yeah, the answer is 100% yes. For some reason, if you can get these hunters on the very edge of their peripheral, they don't react. The hunters are such good range with the upgrades I've got, we literally can just burn them down. So we should be keeping an eye out for little pockets where we suspect that the enemy will never reappear. So for example, I'm looking at like where my choke points are and where we think the enemy pathing would be. Suppose some enemies spawned over here. What they're going to do is run all the way this way. They may not care about this little valley right here, and if that's the case, this becomes kind of an ideal little area for me to just go ahead and set up a few extra farms or other key resources so that we can get a little bit stronger over here and not have to defend it, like, at all. As long as we got vision, and I will with these fire sconces, nothing should spawn over here that threatens me. Once again, getting capped out on some gold. Making a load of resources across the board right now could probably justify... no, I can't upgrade some of these lumber yards. Oh, I didn't realize they increased the radius this much. Oh, that's kind of interesting. All right, no, we're doing fine on a lot of that stuff. Aside from just training up units, I don't really know what else I want to do here, to be honest. More units just means more control of the map, and that's kind of all that I can think that matters at this point. Map control. We are mostly getting capped out still on things like food, so... not food, sorry, on gold. So placing down a couple of extra houses around some extra treasuries is not the worst idea in the world, I think. That said, the more I am getting cramped on space here, the harder it is to reallocate my military. This place is going to slow people down if I have to move between these 2 points pretty quickly. So... I don't know. I don't love that I'm stuck trying to just jam houses wherever I can find space. That's why I'm looking for little valleys like this right over here, places where I think I could set up some housing without too much risk. I suppose with excess resources, we should consider upgrading our siege engines. AoE range, knockback, or movement speed. I mean, I don't really care too much about knockback, I feel like. The AoE range is okay. I don't remember if impalers are considered to have an AoE damage. I don't feel like they do. So maybe we do go for something like knockback and movement speed. We'll start with a level of movement, then we'll go for some knockback. And then what? Even more knockback? Doesn't seem that important, but I guess so. And then siege units explode when destroyed. Good if you're going to be building up a whole load of flamers and just sending them in to die. Or inflict stun. That's pretty good. Or they can temporarily double movement speed. Let's go for the stun. I could see placing impalers on certain walls and stuff, then stunning large targets as being a very, very effective strategy. What just happened over here? Holy crud, a whole bunch of enemies just suddenly spawned on top of me. How the heck did that happen?
Nothing makes it.
I actually don't even know how that just happened. Interesting. Okay, huh. The good news is it didn't hurt me, but that was new. Honestly, I suspect that's one of those little raids that kind of trickle into your base, and it just happened to spawn literally on top of me as I was looking at it. What are the odds of that? Not very high, for sure. I actually didn't even make the connection that a Death Knight's already approaching right now. We should start pulling back. It's right here in the corner. Probably gonna hit me here? Yeah, I think for sure it's gonna be right here, which is a little bit unpleasant, but okay. Let's go ahead and start fortifying. Can I fit a flaming tower in here somewhere? The answer is yes. If I place it right over here, we can still defend a second layer of walls, and that's good enough. Really wish I had another watchtower just to confirm what I suspect. Let me just double check this. We don't know if... I mean, I think it's a fair assumption these guys are able to head this direction. So they'll probably go through this way. I'm looking for any other entrance I can't think of. Because if these guys deviate and go somewhere else, and I've wasted all my resources on this, I'm going to feel really bad. Because like, I'm looking at this, and there's no way... There's no way they're going to go here, right? I mean, I guess they could. This is what scares me, is I don't know. If they go over there, I'm going to have a really hard time surviving this. Preemptively, let's go ahead and start setting up another gate just in case. I really hope that this is not the case, though. Because if they go here, I think we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Like a lot of trouble. All right, are they going east? They are. Okay. Hazy skies, less vision and attack range is actually awful. Because it means that my towers are not able to defend these walls the way they were able to before. Oh, God. That is probably the literal worst buff or penalty I could get. Right. Well, all of you cluster really hard right here, and hopefully with enough power or enough military units, we can overcome the fact that our towers cannot defend these walls nearly as well. Like, this Bellows Tower can do nothing now. This is actually horrible. Now, one problem is they're destroying my fire sconces, which means that the storm's going to start moving forward and spawning more armies. That's bad. Nonetheless, here goes nothing. All right, guys. We should probably have set some caltrops down. Might as well just keep that going, and let's do a quick snipe. Pew! Right down the middle. Beautiful. Use your powers whenever you can. Let's just keep these guys nice and weak. Oh my god, 6,000 nightmares this time? 6,000? That is a lot. That is a lot! I'm very worried about the load of explodey boys. Oh, and a big crusher. Uh-huh. Yeah, that could be a problem. Do we think we're gonna survive this wave? I still think there's a good chance of it, but it's definitely gonna hurt, and the more hero powers I can activate, the better. I'm pretty confident that if we had been able to keep our full range, we'd be in a much better position than we are right now. As it is, as long as there aren't too many spitters, I think we'll be okay. And the long range of my units is kind of making up the difference here. We're actually clearing them out so effectively that some of my walls are being able to be repaired, which means we cleared out a lot of space. That's huge. All right. Rain of arrows! Oh my god, at level 10, the range on this thing is unbelievable. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. Almost got it. Just a few hundred more to go. They've punched through only a couple small segments of wall. So overall, I'm going to say that this has gone tremendously well considering we had a huge deficit. This is why you want to be placing things like your bellows towers right up against the wall as much as you can. You'll get the best value out of it. Oh gosh, one more crusher, huh? One more crusher for the road, huh? All right, fine. And outside we go, and there's a whole load of resources to gather up here for free. Oh, man. Beautiful. Okay. Well, the storm should be retreating any minute now. It appears there's a couple of units that got stuck somewhere, but I think we're going to be good. So this is a good place for us to end this video. We got through a couple more waves. I'll have a blessing come through in just a bit. We are looking extraordinarily strong. Honestly, our economy should be good enough to carry me through the rest of the game. Now it's just a matter of actually training up a ridiculous number of units so that we are able to defend against the final wave in all directions. Because there shouldn't be too many of these crystals left, I think. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.